This is Lesson 6, the Mother of God as an Intercessor, a Mediator. In the Old Testament, Moses was called by God to be the agent in delivering the Hebrew people from bondage of Egyptian slavery. In so doing, Moses became a mediator and an intercessor of God's old covenant with his people. In the New Testament, the Virgin Mary was called by God to be the agent in delivering the Hebrew people from the bondage of sin and death. In so doing, she became a mediator and intercessor of God's new covenant with his people. The hymnody of the Orthodox Church often entreats the Mother of God to intercede on mankind's behalf before the Lord for deliverance from harm and evil. An example of this is the Protection of Christians hymn that is often heard at the Divine Liturgy. O protection of Christians that cannot be put to shame, mediator never failing with the Creator, despise not the sinner's voice of supplication, but in that you are good, come speedily to the aid of us who faithfully call upon you. A mediator from a religious standpoint is one who acts as an intermediary between God and man. Christ is the perfect mediator, as the Son of God and true man, because he partakes of both natures. There is also the important aspect of a mother-son relationship that is highlighted in the hymnody of the Orthodox faith. A scriptural passage that is frequently heard in church is in relation to the intercession of the Mother of God from John 2:1 to 2:11, which records the wedding of Cana, where the Mother of God intercedes for the wedding party about the lack of wine for the guests. And the miracle of changing the water into wine becomes Jesus Christ's very first miracle recorded in Scripture. On the third day, there was a wedding at Cana in Galilee. The mother of Jesus was there. Now both Jesus and his disciples were invited to the wedding. And when they ran out of wine, the mother of Jesus said to him, "They have no wine." Jesus said to her, "Woman, what does your concern have to do with me? My hour has not yet come." His mother said to the servants, "Whatever he says, just do it." As we read in the scripture of the wedding feast ran out of wine. The Cana incident is frequently chosen to illustrate the Mother of God's intercession. She fully expected her son would respect her asking him to do this and that he would do it. And it did happen. Based on the scripture itself, the Mother of God takes the initiative and alone mentions the lack of wine and essentially acts as an intermediary between her son and the bridegroom. Through the intercession of the Mother of God at the wedding of Cana, the first miracle that Jesus performs is done at her request. The Orthodox faith venerates the Mother of God, utilizing Old Testament prefiguring images of her in the hymnody of the Church to teach the faithful about God's divine plan for the redemption of his people through her. She is worthy of veneration because she is the beauty and excellency of all the generations of Israel, who in the fullness of time prepared herself so she could receive her own salvation while accepting to bring salvation of all mankind into the world through the incarnation of God. She is the Mother of God, the New Jerusalem, the Church, the Mother of all Christians, the protection of Christians, and the mediatrix of Christians before the throne of her Son.